This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
It's not easy.
We love a Christmas
Being
special
green.
around here, and Gardening Australia's Christmas special
Having a
is
spinning
next Friday,
Whoa.
7:30 on the ABC. Our friend, well, Izzy. This is the question. Costa
Here we go.
Georgiades,
Where is he?
I
Interesting.
saw that you were in Perth for the Kalamunda Garden Festival
Wow.
and didn't call.
Hello. Could I make a...
Costa?
Well,
could I approach the bench, please?
Oh, you better have something good to say.
Well, you were on a warning after you came over for the Nan Up Festival and didn't call us. But Kalamunda's even closer. Is this a one-sided, unreciprocated love?
okay. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, does he just want to be friends?
I don't
Oh,
know, man.
see.
what a way to find out.
I just got like I've got images, Sean, of us, with Costa running around Perth, having a great time. Costa lying down on a
Gardening.
park, him reading us a book, and then me just there with my finger back, just twirling my finger in his
I see it
beard.
too.
Yeah, look, the case I'd like to plead
Yes.
is that it was a very short trip
Oh.
and it was cram-packed. I had
yeah.
a full day's filming at Kings Park, and then I had a full day doing incredible stuff. I can't wait for you to see this story.
Kings
next
Park
week
is
with this
literally
younger-
about a
It's literally
kilometre
up the
from
road
where we
from
are
us.
now.
We could jog there in a heartbeat, Costa.
Right there.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then I was in Yanchep because I was filming these peacock jumping spiders, which
Oh, we
that's
wouldn't know.
another
We weren't
story for
invited.
another day. I won't distract you. And then I had the Community Gardens Conference down at the Piney Lakes Environment Centre all
Oh,
day
did
on
you?
Saturday.
Oh, that's
And
even
then
closer
all
to us,
day
Sean.
on-
Oh, yeah, all day on Sunday,
yeah.
what? Church?
And all
What?
day on Sunday, I was at Kalamunda Garden Festival, and then I took the red eye out. So
Wow.
I just...
No.
I'd like to defend you, actually, because I know
Here we go.
you are with the ABC, so I'd imagine they're not just throwing you up
They wouldn't
left,
pay-
right and
they
centre
wouldn't pay
at
for
different
another night at
hotels.
hotel.
to stick around.
Sean, you know what? No, you know Costa. Costa's a very smart man. He's got his fingers in a lot of green pies out there, so don't you worry about that.
We can see the Christmas
Oh, I
specials,
thought
Nat
it,
said,
sorry.
next week. We
Yes.
were able to have a bit of a look
Sneak
at it.
peek.
I was wondering, when you're getting around, we've probably asked you this question a lot in the past, or I can't remember the answer to it. I'm looking at you getting around the garden, so you got your massive beard going on, and how much stuff gets stuck in there. And then when was the last time that you were freshly shaven?
The last time I was freshly shaven was November.
Yes.
I remember it very clearly because I was on a boat on the Nile River. I got a case of, that
Yeah.
wonderful stomach upset.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I moved from there up into Europe, and it was November, so it was cold in Europe.
Oh, it was
I
Movember,
wasn't
and then it
feeling
just
the
grew.
best.
What year are we
November
talking?
91.
91.
So do you know what's happening
That's
under
33
do you-
years ago.
Do you know what's happening under
Exactly.
there? Or are you frightened of what's happening under there? Do you have an idea?
No, I
What are
think
you hiding?
I think what it's doing is just, it's like cryovac. It's just keeping me at the same age
like
as
Glade Runner.
November
Yes.
91.
Yeah.
There's always those
Yeah.
people that just go, oh, it's dirty, it's disgusting.
come
It captures so much food and dust and dirt. It's
Potty mix.
been proven to carry
He
all
had
sorts of
flowers in it,
matter
the
in it.
Logies. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's rich, it's fertile.
It is.
It is. It's gloomy.
Now, I want to talk about something that I think everyone has gone through or is currently going through, or they've learnt the lesson of. I bought a fiddle leaf fig.
Oh,
They shouldn't
Don't move
sell
that
them.
either.
They are the worst. I have done everything it's ever asked.
What's wrong with it, no?
Oh, suddenly it's fine.
Yeah,
Then suddenly, when a leaf drops off something,
Yes.
it's not too traumatic. When a leaf falls off a fiddle leaf, it's
big.
It's big, and then so a few of them suddenly it looks like like a pet that's so old starting to lose their fur.
They go
yeah,
from
yes.
happy to sad
And,
so
like,
quickly.
and then I don't think there's any recovery. Mine's literally got now it's gone from abundance to there's probably 6 on there, and they just drop off every day. I'm just going to chuck that stick out.
no,
No.
don't chuck it out.
Chuck it out. Cost me $70.
chuck it
I'm
out.
enraged with it.
Give it some water, give it a little bit of a very dilute feed with some, you can pick up some different indoor plant fertiliser.
Yeah,
Don't
Red Bull.
overdo it because you don't want to change it. Yeah, Red Bull.
Yeah.
And then just let it be and give it a chance. But don't keep watering it.
No, I'm chucking it.
Just give it a chance,
No,
mate.
no, because
Just give it a chance.
those leaves are
Take
so
it out
big
of the
and the
pot.
stick is so bare, and I'm not waiting for those leaves to grow. I'm not looking at it. It's going in the bin.
No, you can.
No, I can't.
No, it's going to come back
No, it won't.
stronger.
No, it won't.
What
No.
doesn't kill us
Makes us stronger.
I don't know.
University,
Yeah,
mate.
no,
I mean-
you haven't lived with me. Maybe you can sort it out when you come and see us. Oh, that's right, you don't.
I love it
No,
that
it's
you're
laughing at us.
hammering me. And do not let me off.
No,
We won't. We know it
We
doesn't
love
work
you.
either.
We love you. That's why it hurts so much, Costa. Gardening
Yes,
Australia's
it's worse.
Christmas special. It's Friday the 13th of
Outrage.
December.
Yeah. Don't
Lucky
trust him,
for
though. Watch
some.
it. Don't trust him.
7:30 on the ABC and on ABC iView.
Don't let him into your heart. You'll leave.
Costa, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Costa.
Christmas, Costa.
I still love you guys.
Oh, yeah, no.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
There are a group of people in Australia that are so upset right now, Sean.
How big is this group, I wonder?
Well, to be honest, it's sort of a sleeper cell.
Yeah, I think you're right.
that they are the group is mainly older ladies and some men. Get into it, but I don't think it really is connected with the younger audience because we look at the world differently now. And this is the people that love Tupperware. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Because we all heard about the Tupperware parties. This is amazing, right? In 1961, Australia had their first Tupperware party here.
Yeah.
And it was held in Melbourne. And everyone was just beside themselves. So they had advertising like this that showed women what life could be like.
Yes, there's a party going on at Mrs. Betty Martin's house. It's a Tupperware party, and it's really fun. The girls get together and meet their old friends and make some new ones. Then there's a demonstration by one of the Tupperware dealers who lives in your community.
A dealer.
Watch her show the way to use Tupperware's patented seal. See? You put the seal on tight, then press down the center and lift the seal a bit at one side.
Ready?
Hear that? That's Tupperware's airtight promise to lock in flavor and lock out air.
The funny thing is, with the Tupperware, everyone still calls. I still call the other stuff that we
Yes,
have. It's all
yeah.
Tupperware.
It's like
Yeah,
people
but
that
it's not.
call
That was the
spa
brand.
bars jacuzzis.
Yeah.
You know, jacuzzi's a brand.
Yeah.
They're actually just spa bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's no longer ceasing
they
to
got-
operate
Yeah.
in Australia.
So
Gone
they
down
went
from
bust.
70 countries.
Yeah.
To 8.
Yeah, so they've
That's
been bought
amazing.
out as a bit of a saviour because they went bankrupt. And part of the problem, one, is that everybody just goes to Kmart to buy this sort of stuff
Oh,
now.
100%. So
much cheaper.
And the whole model of the parties is gone because we don't need that. We buy everything online now.
We
This
certainly
is the
do.
thing, though. But I thought that parties were dead. But then remember when the Thermomix came out? There were Thermomix parties going on. So these parties are still existing.
Yeah, I don't know. But you think about Thermomix time was a decade ago.
Yeah, even that's gone now because the woman that she's from Perth, the woman that brought Thermomix to Australia, and she's just sold it. Yeah.
Mum and Dad, they end up buying their cookware they still use today from a salesman that came around.
Oh,
and
wow.
then, he
So a
came around.
door-to-door salesman or a party?
Basically, the guy came around and then Mum had to make an appointment with him and then he came over to our house and then he came into the house and he bought groceries and he did a cooking demonstration on the cordon bleu, which they still have. And then not long afterwards as well, they did another one. A guy came around, I remember, and we got home and this guy had all the Ginsu knives out.
Yes.
And then he did a cooking demonstration with
The
Ginsu. So we
problem
got two
with these brands is, so they're
okay.
still using them, right?
Yeah.
They lasted too long.
yes.
Tupperware's the same.
That's it.
It
'Cause they're
never,
too
it never
good.
wears
That's the
out.
problem.
That's the problem.
That's
You're
the
not
problem.
turning it
Yeah,
over.
yeah. And remember, of course, there was also the other people that would come to your door as well.
Avon calling.
Avon.
Oh, Avon pulled out of Australia
that's a
years
long,
ago.
long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we want to know about these parties or these, these gatherings where people are buying things. Were you one of the sales reps? Because they have incentives as well, Sean.
Yeah.
I always felt like those sales reps that come around, I feel sorry for them, number one, and I don't trust them.
But what about when they come in, Sean? They used to come and cook your dinner.
There's
Like,
that.
You know, the vacuum cleaner salesman, they'll come around and
Yes.
vacuum your whole house.
Well, like Enyo, they would clean your house for you.
Yes.
They'd clean your kitchen. Enyo only just stopped doing it, so
And this is the
they've
thing-
just switched to an
Enyo,
online
So the
role in the
amount of
last
people-
couple of months.
The amount of people that wouldn't even consider, they probably weren't even considering getting Anyo. They thought, you know what, I've heard they clean your house.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We want to know, have you been one of the sellers of this or have you been one of the buyers of this? My mum, when she first got here to Perth, she got invited to a lingerie party.
Yes.
One
Oh,
of those
yes,
ones.
yes.
She rocks around there, but they're also selling sex toys.
Yes.
And Mum said that she didn't realise how much of a prude she was when a lady was suggesting to her that she buy what Mum said was the double banger.
She's
And
never
Mum-
been happy
and
though,
Mum
to
was
be
like,
fair.
Mum knew in that time that she was a real prude.
But do you feel pressure when you're
Yes,
in those gatherings?
you
to
do.
buy
Sean,
them?
yes,
Because
you
sometimes
100%
it's your
do.
friend.
When I was a student in Melbourne, no money, but I got invited to one of those lingerie parties, and the pressure was on to buy the stuff because if you reached a certain level,
Oh, the person
they
who's
would
hosting.
They would call a male stripper would come around.
Yep.
Oh, that's okay.
And also, Sean, some people didn't even
well,
realise.
where is he waiting? Like, is he just in the car waiting for us to hit our sales target? What's happening
Some
there?
people don't even realise they're going to one of these parties. They're invited
Yes.
around to someone's house, and then when they get there, suddenly all the products are being brought out. They
Yeah.
go, oh, what the hell?
That's a stitch up.
My auntie used to sell World Book encyclopedias door to door back in the day.
And you save up to buy the 80K, and then you wait for money to buy the elder.
She was
Z.
a very likeable person and could convince anybody to do it.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
RIP Tupperware in Australia, at least. It is no longer.
I know.
Apparently, you could get it in, like, they were offloading it in, like, Red Dot.
Oh, okay. That'll be
Well,
good.
think about it. The
Yeah.
style's changed now, and I'm just on I'm on Tupperware's website, and say for a for Clearmate's large rectangular deli container set, just like a plastic, $65.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can
That's
go on
not gonna-
Coles and
Yeah.
Woolies, and they have their own
Yeah,
section.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're talking about the Tupperware parties, and then of course there's parties like this.
Avon
You've got
time.
Avon rocking up at your
There were
house.
so many. There was Bessemer parties, which was cookware, Thermomix,
Thermomix, of course,
Intimo,
yeah.
which is a lingerie
And
one.
now we've just learnt the sex toys parties are now called
Yes, pure
Pure
romance.
Romance.
You guys had one.
Pure romance.
Where'd you
Yeah,
have
we
one?
had one at uni when I was living on campus.
None of you had any money.
I
What are
know.
you doing?
Yeah, all the girls gathered around.
Trying to get
and-
one freebie.
Yeah, they all put in some money. They bought a communal one.
It's a bit deserving.
And everyone was a
watch it.
chance, eh,
Hazel's
Sammy?
in Yanchep. Morning, Hazel. Talk to us about party planning.
So this is back in like the early 90s. My parents used to invite this strange man into our house who came in a van with a suitcase of VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. And he used to come around like every couple of weeks, open up his suitcase in our living room. And then my parents would just rent or buy videos of him.
So
And
that
they
was
came
like
to your door.
that was like the first Netflix.
Yes,
to be
that's right.
honest, that's
That's
like
right.
they brought
Yeah.
content to your house.
So it's like Video Easy came to you
Yes.
rather than you having to go to it.
Yeah, but he'd just come in and literally sit on our couch. Like, my parents didn't know this man. And it was me and my brother. Like, I would have probably been about 7.
Yeah.
And my brother 9. And he'd sit in our sitting room for like 2 hours, just going through
Talking you
videos.
through the features of the week.
Did he really? And did you watch any of them with him, or just give a bit of a sneak
Yeah.
preview? Let's have a look at this
No,
one.
I don't really remember it being him watching it with us, but yeah, it was very strange. This went on for a long time. The last video he left us was a Tom Hanks video called "The Volunteers," and I've since tried to find it, and I cannot find the film
You know
anywhere.
why? Yeah, because it's a porno.
Yeah, I don't know if I've made this up in my head, but it was
Hazel,
a very strange.
Can I just
That's
say that is
amazing.
so
Home delivery movies.
that would have been so exciting to have this random man rock
The
around.
video
with,
man's coming.
like that way, I think your parents were dealers or something. So there was, it was
Thanks,
underneath those
Hazel.
tapes.
That's amazing. Jody, hello. Been dragged into a party that sells something?
Yeah, pretty much. Quite a while ago now. A couple with husband and me were invited to go to the Hyatt with some friends, invited us for lunch. We said, oh, yeah, we'll, catch up.
Yeah, why not?
And got there, and it was in one of the, function rooms,
Okay.
and it was Herbalife, wasn't it? Nothing mentioned about that when they were inviting us.
I bet.
That's a whole cult there,
Okay,
Jody.
yeah.
The
So
old
when
Herbalife cult.
there's literally been the bait and switch, so you think you're going for lunch and he's rocked in and they're sort of trying to sell you something. What did you do?
Well, we sort of sat down and, went with it for a while because they give you samples of stuff and, you're trying things. And after that, we went back in and they started, like you said, the cult, they started setting up and chanting like Herbalife. And weird
Jody,
stuff.
how
And
awkward.
it's just, we've got to get out of here, It's an art. We actually did feel like it was cultish. It was,
Yeah.
a bit free. Needless to say, we sort of lost contact after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, no doubt.
That's a deal breaker, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, it
it's
is
so
a little
funny.
bit. Come on now.
Oh, thanks,
loved
Jody.
it. I
Let's
loved
go
it.
to Tonette. Hello.
Hello.
Tonette.
Tonette.
How are you, honey?
Okay, talk to us. What's your take on
Okay.
this?
My mother was one of the original Avon ladies in Ireland.
In Ireland?
In the 70s. And they had a little uniform. It was a lilac and gold scarf with a brooch and a little cosmetic bag that would go around.
I'm thinking of the Pan Am flight attendants of the time. That
Oh,
sort of look.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, a bit like that.
Yes.
And then
we'd have to go down to the train station every week to pick up the box.
Yes.
A job to put all the cosmetics into the little bags and do the carbon copied orders and staple them to the front.
Oh my God, how gorgeous.
There you go.
When I was at the surf shop, we
That's
used to
amazing.
do that.
Yeah.
And you get all the little free miniatures of lipsticks
Yes.
that came out in a little purse. There was about 40 of them. So we always had stuff for dress up.
Oh, I bet you did. You're going to look gorgeous.
Tonette,
Tonette.
do you remember it being a good job for your mum to have at the time?
Yeah, because, and this was like in the evening and was a bit of a soap as well.
Yeah.
It was always just after dinner, go around the neighbourhood and, she loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. And she made quite a bit of pocket money for herself.
Yeah. Would have been lucrative.
Outside her housekeeping.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
It's an absolute pleasure to have Kath
love
Lachlan
her.
in the house today. Of course, with Fox Footy, if you're a regular like me, or watch all the games, you'll be able to see Kath fronting Matthew Pavlich and Will Schofield at the moment here in Perth. And Pav was saying that the only reason they get food these days is because when Kath came back to WA, she demanded that there should be reasonable food for them to eat.
What a diva, but it's paid off
So
for
hang
everybody.
on, there's no warm welcome.
No,
Hi, Kath.
no,
Thanks
no,
for coming
no,
onto the show.
no, we're gonna
Shawnee
get-
Bax just gone bam.
I wanted to get in before you had a go at me.
Well, do you know what? So we obviously do have a mutual friend of Matthew Pavlich, and we were texting him at the same time yesterday. I was asking for a bit of goss on you. You were asking for the same. And Pat
And I
was
sent him a
texting
doodle
me-
pic. So it's coming out in the
That's so good.
So my right of reply
Yes,
is
Kath.
tell me the story about when you rocked up to Pav's house in East Freo during the day once with only a toothbrush in hand. What was that about? Have we heard this story before?
Did you hear where he was holding the toothpaste? This is the story.
No.
No, I don't know this story.
No, go.
Brilliant.
Is it
Go,
radio? Is it
Sean.
radio? Is it okay? Clean it
To
up.
a reason, well, I'm looking at the time.
Clean it up.
It's a quarter
Clean it
past
up. Use
8.
code
I was
words.
living across the road in Forest Street, and it was near the Fremantle netball court.
Yes.
Yes.
And the Saturday night before, we had a massive belter,
Okay.
and then my partner, who's now my wife, wasn't happy with me at the time.
That's unusual.
But she let you take your toothbrush with you. That's nice.
So
She didn't keep everything.
So did she give you a toothbrush and then kick you out?
No, I just thought I'm taking my toothbrush and I'm
going.
walking over to Pav's and I'm going to just brush my teeth and get myself together.
Yeah, and
because
then-
I was in.
I love that your first thought
And
is
then what else
dental
I think
hygiene.
I ran home from Metros. I was late. I was late by all the hours.
And you thought running will
Cat.
solve that.
Yeah,
So what happened
and I
then?
think there's a couple of other things that went wrong that night.
You do have great teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we did hit on. I want to know, let people relate to you in Perth. Like, we always love a Perth person being successful. Where did you grow up?
I know where
What
you're
area
going
did you
with
grow up
this.
in?
Nedlands.
Oh, so relatable.
Millionaires
So
Club. Okay.
relatable. What school did you
You
go
could
to?
be on the bad side of Nedlands if there is one.
What school did you go to?
The back streets of Nedlands. Iona.
Oh, okay,
Presentation
great.
College.
Yes,
And
yes.
uni?
That's not too swanky.
No,
Iona.
that's not.
Do they have
It's a
hats?
nice
Do they have
school, but
hats?
it's down
Do they-
to
It's
earth
fancy
girls.
Catholic.
Do they have hats?
It's fancy
Do
Catholic.
they have hats?
Yes.
Then it's a
Yeah.
fancy school.
And all the cool kids, you flick up your hats.
Has it been? It's been difficult to live over here now.
Feels like
There,
you're
Yeah.
away from the epicentre a bit.
Yeah. But I think obviously that takes time and credits in the bank to be able to live
Yeah.
where you want to live and still have the
You're right.
career.
Yeah.
Probably 10 years ago, no way I could be working for Fox Footy and living in
But now
Perth.
they
But
go-
now that
yeah.
I'm old and experienced
But
somewhat,
it's true that
you
people
can
don't
have that
realise.
luxury.
People don't realise in the media. If you live in Perth, like
Yeah, it's really difficult, isn't it? COVID's helped too, hasn't
Oh,
it?
wasn't
In that
it?
everything's a bit more
It showed
flexible.
what was possible, yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
So there's one silver lining out of that horrible
And
time.
it's cricket season, so you're about to get
Yes.
really busy. So
Yes.
what are you going to be?
We've got the Big
BBL?
Bash starting
Yeah.
next week. It starts Sunday night in Perth, actually.
Yes.
Scorchers kicking
On
it
the
off.
15th,
So,
yeah.
bring it on, Optus Stadium.
Yep.
And obviously got the second test. I'm not working the second test, but I can't wait I'll just be glued to the couch.
Can I ask you, your girlfriends, do they watch cricket? Who do you watch cricket with? You're at home glued to the couch.
No, my girlfriends don't really, sorry, excuse me, watch cricket, but they'll ask their boyfriends in some like Where's Kath at the moment, and the boys
Okay,
will be
the
like,
boys will know.
yeah, she's doing the Strikers game in Adelaide tonight.
Because now we found out something about you two. Maybe you two can watch cricket together.
So it turns out that Kath and I live on the same street. Which is so wild.
Yeah.
Isn't
One end's like Bridget, and the other end's like Shameless.
Yeah. The funny thing was, we started and you said, where did you grow up? I said Nedlands. You guys were off me.
Yeah.
And then you said, where are you living now?
Yeah.
I said East Freo. And
I went, hang on a
face just
second.
lit up.
I know.
And
You
what
smiled so
street?
much.
And it's
You
the same
smiled so much
street.
the silver spoon fell out of your mouth.
She's the other side, closer to the river. Now, other side of the hill, on the poor side of the hill.
Kath, while we're all trying to link here, who's your footy team? You've grown up here.
Freo. Freo, man.
Come on, Kath.
So
How
this
did
is
that
a
happen?
little
You grew up in
special
Netherlands.
moment
How
for
did
me
that happen?
Well, this is a little special moment that I'm sitting here with Shawnee Mac. I love Shawnee.
Can I tell
growing
you?
up.
Can I tell you? Sean is our special moment.
On a daily basis. Hey, Kath, really appreciate your
Oh my
time
God.
coming in.
Coming
You're
in.
welcome
It's such
anytime.
a treat. I've
I can
listened
give you a
to you
lift
guys
home.
yeah, shall we? We can go to the dog park together
Yeah,
too.
you don't like dogs. Everybody told me.
We'll certainly get you back when the Scorchers are up and about, as you said, just
Yes.
next week.
Yeah.
And also the footy season's going to be a belter this year. I look forward to catching up again.
Go
Everybody.
Freo.
There you go. That
Thanks
was
for
the
having me.
Princess of Netherlands.
It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Damien Martin, who used to play for this team, and now has moved to this team.
Which
different
team
sports.
is he going to come on next? Will it be mine? Hi, Damo.
Good morning. How is everyone?
Marno, we are
Damo.
fantastic. Obviously, we know you started at the Fremantle Dockers. I also know that they were chasing you last year. Tell us what your role is and what's happening here.
I'm loving it so far. I actually started about 4 years ago or 5 years ago when I was still playing. I had the then CEO reach out, and Belly just planted the seed about getting involved with the club, and then COVID hit and all the rules came in, so that got squashed. And then fast forward 4 or 5 years, and then Joe Bridie reached out, and I met with him, and then I met with Simon Garlick, Justin, and then Alex, and every time I met with a different person in a leadership role within the club, I just ticked the boxes of great person, goals aligning, morals and values the same. So it became a no-brainer. I just couldn't get it out of my mind when I'd go home at night. And before you know it, I'm down there trying to kick a footy, run around with the fellas and get to know them as leaders, as people. And I'm not going to lie, I'm in the car right now and my hamstring is tight. If you're a 40-year-old and you think you can keep up with the likes of a Josh Tracy or an Alex Pearce, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, been there before.
Yeah.
Marno, you were talking about your values aligning, but what are you going to be doing? What is
Yes,
your role at the Fremantle
day-to-day.
Football Club?
Yeah, it's working with the leadership group, the emerging leaders and players who aren't necessarily aligned with either group or I think, do have leadership qualities, whether it's they're verbal leaders or whether they lead by example or whether there's potentially something in them that they don't see in themselves that hopefully between all the coaches, their teammates and myself, we can try and bring to the surface. And that's one of the things about leadership is a lot of people have contagious behaviours which makes you a leader in some ways, but are they positive ones? Is it done in the right way? And how can we bring to the surface the guys who are there to do, what everyone's wanting to achieve, and that's that elusive premiership. And there's a lot of guys with complete buy-in, and I've been blown away. I'm not just saying this because I'm obviously employed with them right now, but the level of fitness they came back with has blown my mind. I'm not sure if you tuned into the time trials, to see the young fella Kari just go and smash the first one. They do 3 1Ks. Alex Pearce led by example in all 3, and then in the third he actually won it. He is just an incredible human. He's a great leader of the club already, and I think that's going to go to another level.
Marto, that's great, and obviously you're doing great things at the Dockers. But what was it like to be courtside on Sunday afternoon to watch Bryce Cotton go to town? He was on a tear. That was extraordinary.
Because he didn't do that until after you joined, just saying.
I was looking for other players. We were busy winning championships, not worried about individual records.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying not to be as biased. I've had a bit of feedback that people tend to think I'm going for the Wildcats when I'm in commentary, so I'm trying to make an effort to be a bit more impartial. There were 2 moments in particular. I think when he went to 50 and then when he broke James Crawford's record of 57, so when he got to 59, like massive fist pumps as if we just won the championship. I just could not control myself. It was amazing. And I mean this when I say it. It was an unselfish 59. He actually could have got way more, but he was so concerned about winning that he ended up just spacing the floor and letting other guys get easy layups. When he got double teamed, even though for me it was still a good look for him, he passed it off to get the easy layup. It was amazing, but yeah, the best individual performance I've ever witnessed, and to be there calling it live courtside, a magical moment, and then to get on the court right after it with, Rage, his wife and daughter. It was just, wonderful to be able to spend a bit of time with a former teammate.
What a freak.
Just seeing the emotion, not only of him, but he's the best ever. So, when you've got someone like a Bryce Cotton on the floor, you're always a chance of winning a championship.
Give him the ball.
And then when you've got complete quiet, you just give him the ball. Let's keep it simple.
It's interesting, though, for you commentating, because you come from what would have been the most successful Wildcats team ever. The most successful Wildcats team ever. So it would be hard for you when you're commentating not going, back in my day. You know what I mean? It was so hard, Because, that's a huge thing to follow,
Well, I find myself in commentary looking at someone like a Benny Henschel, who I think is good enough to be in the NBA next year. And then every time you go to say back in my day, I look at him going, hang on, I'm more than double his age. And if I talk about back in my day, he would snap my ankles if I tried guarding him one-on-one right now. So what do they say? That the longer you retire, the better you were. Don't you worry, I'm embellishing stories, but I also try and respect the current group of players.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun in podcast form.
We've all been following what's happening with Hugh Jackman and Deborah Lee Finesse. You know what? Congratulations to Hugh Jackman, because everyone said the moment he leaves Deborah, he's going to be gay. And he's not.
He's not.
If he's not, at least he's hiding it very well.
I expected him to turn up with a good-looking fella under his arm, or, in this case, he's got a good-looking woman under his arm. And I thought, about time.
I think it was because of his whole Broadway situation and his musical situation that people suddenly, tar him with that brush,
She was lucky to keep him for so long, let's be honest. She's 100 years old.
She's probably a little bit older than him.
She is older than him, but
you shouldn't talk.
Why is that? Yeah, your wife's older than you.
She's better than Deborah Lee by a mile. That's 100%.
Oh, is Megan up? Is she? Okay.
Let's hope she is.
Can we play what he said? Can we play what he said 45 minutes earlier?
Thank you. No, let's play this for the rest of the show, just in case she's listening.
So if you missed what's going on, you would have seen these names. There's a woman called Sutton Foster, right?
Yeah.
She's actually very big with the Sherman Palladinos from the Gilmore Girl, where they keep on casting her and stuff.
What do you mean Sherman Palladino?
They're a married couple that make Golden Girls and Gilmore Girls, and she was in Bunheads. It's terrible.
All the Nana shows, yeah.
No, not Nana shows. They're just for young women.
Nathan's right across them. There's the gay gene. There it is. It is there.
That and homewares. So anyway, long story short,
she's very talented.
The question is, did they get together right while Deborah Lee Finesse was married or not? Because they met previously, they got along very well, and musically they're in. This is her in The Music Man. This is her. This is Sutton. So, Shaun, you'd fall in love if Megan came. If Megan sang like this, it's like a siren to the rocks.
And of course, they're unearthing photos from years ago of them in the same room where you go, there's chemistry. In that one still photo, it looks like there's chemistry.
And they're going back in all the old interviews as well and going, that's the moment you can see that there was a connection. Anyway, long story short, they had a very good couple friend. Your couple friends?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've read about it. So their couple friend is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Never heard of them.
So if you watch Welcome to Wrexham, Nathan, you always see them together, don't you?
Yep.
That's right.
And they're actually reported to be very good friends, the couple together. So it's not like one over the other. Yes. I mean, of course, there is Hugh and Ryan, but they're all friends together. And apparently those two, Ryan and Blake, knew about the affair. So, is there any coming back from that? Who is right and who is wrong? I do know that sometimes you feel a slight loyalty to somebody else, but for me and all of my friends that know me that are married, for me, if I find out that someone, my best mate, the guy, is having an affair, or one of my friends, I will tell that person. I will tell his wife straight away.
Why are you looking at me so strongly?
So you're saying there's no loyalty to the friend?
No, I'm loyal to what's right. I'm loyal to what's right. I look at the situation and I just go, no, if that is wrong, and I would address it with them.
Would you give them the opportunity?
I would address it with them, but I would say, I am not going to be I'm not going to be another villain in her story.
It would be
That's what
very
it is.
difficult when you're friends, as you said, you're friends with the couple and you know that
Yes.
one's doing the wrong thing, and then to be able to look the other in the eye
Yeah.
and pretend
Sean,
nothing's going on,
I
or just
couldn't
go
do
along
that.
with
Look
their
you in the
life.
eye.
I couldn't
Sean.
have them over. I couldn't socialise with them.
One dog, one bone.
I couldn't do any of that stuff because I know that every single minute I'm there, me not saying anything, I can't
Yeah.
process that as not lying.
That's right. It becomes the guilt. There's too
But
much
yet,
guilt associated
I know
with it.
that the reality of the situation is that's great to say on paper, but when you're confronted with
that's
it,
right.
Like, what do
and
you
there's
do?
a lot of time when they're
Yes.
implicated in it, you know, they might not, you might not know, but they've been lying, saying that they were with you when they
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
were
yeah,
with
you
whoever
can't
they're
accept that.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right. When you're implicated,
When you
or
find out your
even-
name's being used.
yeah, or if you're being if you're willingly, you know, putting your hand up and saying, "Oh yeah, no, he was with me." When you,
Deborah Lee would be absolutely furious with her friends in
if
Black
this
and
is the
Ryan.
case, yeah,
if this is the case.
Yeah. So you've found out that your partner is cheating on you, both ladies and men, and everyone in between. Then you discovered somebody knew about it.
Someone
Somebody
real close to you.
that in your mind should have told you.
Yeah.
This could be your mother.
Yeah.
This could be their mother. This
could be your
sister.
best friend. It could be. It
Might have been your
literally be
kids,
anyone.
or
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
You're in trouble if it was Fat Cat because he wouldn't have said a thing.
Well, I mean, what are you going to say?
I mean, if you are going to have an affair, tell Fat Cat because he's not going to bust
At least
you.
he could point at the person and cover his eyes. Or
do
something.
and do some movement.
Yeah, do some
Yeah.
movement, Sean. A finger and a circled finger is
He doesn't
that's
have
enough
fingers.
communication for
He
all we
has
need to know.
paws. He's got paws.
Yeah.
Kylie's in the Anjabub. Hello.
When I was about 15, 16, back in the day when metros used to do underages, I had gone to one with a girlfriend.
Yes.
And my mum had picked us up at the end of the night and taken us back.
Yeah.
And Dad wasn't home at that point.
Yep.
And I had discovered that she was getting all inappropriate under a blanket on the couch with Dad's best friend.
Yeah.
And I had to tell my dad.
You saw
Oh,
it.
Kylie.
How'd you find out you saw it?
Yeah. And I told him to leave, and then all havoc broke loose. And, the next day I left hers, never went back to Mum's, and told him about it. And to this day, I still don't talk to her.
Wow. That is
Kylie.
so sad, Kylie. I'm so sorry you went through that, honey. That is so horrible.
Did you try to bring it up
thank
with
you.
your
I wouldn't
mum?
wish it.
Did you ask your mum to tell your dad and put it all out there before you went to your father?
No, it's like I'm not okay with that. That's not.
Okay. Now, can I just, like, the fact that you haven't recovered,
fallout.
how long ago was that?
So I'm 35 now, so 20-odd years.
20 years.
That's huge.
That's heartbreaking.
From one
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
It's a tough position to be put into, Kylie.
Wow.
Thank you.
Aw.
I know, right? Martin, hello. Who were you shocked to find out knew about the affair? What happened?
Well, it was actually about me. This is not my real name, but
Okay.
me and my partner had a kid in that, and right after we had our second child, she had like pretty bad postnatal depression.
Okay.
But at the same time, I was playing with my half brother, like PC games and games, and she was too.
Yeah.
So we were all chatting, but then obviously they started chatting off to the side. He started consoling her through Snapchat and built a sort of relationship through a year.
Yes.
And that obviously led to other things. But then my mother found out, our mother, and still kept it from me until
so
I
your
found
mum
a
kept this
message.
a secret from you?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, because it was my younger brother, half brother, you know. So,
Had they got entangled, or was it just messages at that point in time?
Well, it was messages, but then I knew, I confronted my partner, and she told me it had been a little bit more, just recently, and so it was pretty bad. But what's even worse is he was seeing someone at that point, I think, which is his current partner for the last few years, and they've actually built another life which she doesn't even know. So
she doesn't know either. So
when to sort of so I'm actually the black duck of the family, and we don't actually have Christmas no more. Close to our family's not close like that with us. The thing is, like the rest of the family don't know that. They think that they just go off what she said, so they don't know the actual.
And you're being the bigger person and not spreading this.
Mum, did you defend herself over that when you bought that to her? Hey, Mum, you knew about this. Why didn't you give me the heads up? Why didn't you?
Yeah, what was
Well,
her reason?
I said I couldn't believe you did it. You know what I mean? And she just blocks it out, sort of tries to change the subject, or says oh, she tried to tell me things. You know what I mean? And I was actually going crazy, saying I think she's talking to someone. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. We're having conversations like that. You know.
When he was feeling like there was psychological manipulation and he was going to mum, I think I'm going mental. That's when your mum has to go, no, my child's being here. You know what I mean? That's where she was wrong.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. Thanks, Martin. To finish off, Claire's in Subi. Hello.
I was with my ex-husband for 14 years, and about 2 years after we broke up, I found out that he'd had an affair with one of my best mates since I was 19, so 20-year friendship.
Wow. Whoa.
I then found out a little bit after that he'd was also sleeping with another one of the girls in our group.
Yes.
And then about 6 months after that, I found out that he was also having an affair with someone else and had a baby from that affair.
No way.
He's so busy.
How did he have the
fit
time?
it in?
So, were any of these people connected? So, your friend connected to you. The other girl, how was she found by him?
Well, one of them, the guilt was eating away at her because she was also married at the time. And so apparently side chick number 1 and 2 knew about each other, but neither 1 and 2 knew about number 3 or the baby.
Wow.
Oh, gross. No wonder he's your ex, so well done on extricating from that situation.
How can you handle that?
Who knew about it? Who were the people that knew about it?
So quite a few of the school mums knew about it, and just everyone sort of
That's horrible.
glanced over it. So our kids go to school together, so no one wanted to get involved.
Oh, Claire, sorry that happened
guys,
to you. That
every
is
one of
absolutely
you, that
brutal.
sucks. Everyone lift your game.
Nathan, Nat, and Shaun podcast.
Can you feel that? That's a surge in our ratings. You know
it's
why?
amazing.
Because Liam Bartlett is in the house.
It's just skyrocketed.
Amy,
Welcome.
our producer, just said to Liam, Liam, is there anything you want to promote? And what did you say, Liam?
No.
And then I had to remind you about your award-winning podcast.
Well, that's very kind of you to bring that up.
Yeah, that
And
was
seeing
award-winning
as you
because
have
we
mentioned-
put a photo of it on the fridge.
Well, we have mentioned it. What is it? What is it, Liam?
No, truth about Amy.
That's the one.
Our producer,
Yeah.
Amy. What do you know
I've
about
I've got
her?
some stories.
Well, no, we couldn't possibly cover that in a podcast. No,
That's a Netflix documentary.
That's right, at the least. If you search it up, it's the truth about Amy.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this. What?
So you don't?
No.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, I mean,
It's been in the news.
Was it on
Yeah,
Netflix?
No,
Was it on Netflix?
no. In all seriousness, no. It's done really well. We're very pleased. When I say if we've done really well, we've done well in terms of what we're trying to achieve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is just very quickly, without sort of taking the tone down a little bit.
No. This is ratings boost. People love them. Like
I know.
shade. This is shade.
No, no.
Yeah.
But it's a story of Amy Wensley, who was a young mum, 24 years old, 2 little girls, and she had her little girls in the car with the engine running. With all the luggage in the car because she was going to leave her partner.
Yes.
She decided to leave.
Brave.
And it was literally parked outside of their house, including a couple of birthday presents for her little girl whose birthday it was the next day. And she says, I'll just go and get something else. And she races back inside the house. And the next minute, she's dead. With literally, I'll just say it because it's half a head blown off from a shotgun.
Really?
And anyway, the story is that the police, who have since found to be negligent, the detectives who turned up, since officially found to be negligent, said, it's a suicide.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
It's a suicide.
Yeah.
running in to get something.
So anyway, it's only it happened down at Serpentine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Only 10 years ago.
And he picked up a Clarion Award for this as well.
Oh yeah, we got a Clarion on Saturday.
That's
up in
amazing.
Queensland. It was
I
great.
wonder, if someone gets an email in their inbox and says, "Hi, I'm Liam Bartlett. I'm researching a story." If that's the moment they poo their pants.
I 100% agree, yeah.
Straight away.
What have I got to hide?
Because this dog, when he wants to buy, and he gets it.
Yeah.
What are your summer plans? What are you doing? Because you get a break from work?
Yeah, I do, and well, actually, I might try to head down to Bustleton because we've got friends and family down there, and I love it. I love it down there.
Yeah.
And it's just such a great place. But I've been looking for mates because last few summers I've done that, and I know another bloke who goes down.
Yeah.
Haven't I extended the olive branch to you, my friend?
Well, I do text and I say, mate, do you want to get a beer or something? And then they just ghost me. You know.
Oh, yeah.
So
he does that.
every Christmas.
That's because he's laying in the street drunk, probably.
We've done so many amazing things with Liam over the
Yes.
years. One of the best things, one of the standout things that we've ever done was back in the day we did a thing called Disney Dads, and we'd invite celebrities, huge megastars.
Tell us how it's haunting you now,
No,
Liam.
I tell you what, you guys, you don't want to come on this show if you've got any sort of
Skeletons.
Not skeletons. Just a sense of self-awareness where you don't want to be a goose.
Can I tell
in
you right
public
now?
because things come back to haunt you.
You weren't a goose. I have to tell you.
No,
this
you guys just set me up. Something shocking.
So how is it haunting you today?
Well, today there's a national blinking thing in the Daily Mail, which everyone says they don't read and they do.
I do. I don't believe every word they say.
People have just been
so
sending
it's
me
like
messages
a
all
media
morning.
column in there. Is that what it is?
There's an
What's
entertainment
going on?
media column in the Daily Mail online.
Yeah.
And they've included that bloody video from... How many years ago was that?
Well, you know what? Why? You know why? Because have a listen to it.
Be our guest. Be our guest. Put our service to the test. Tie your napkin round your neck, Sherry, and we'll provide the rest. Soup de jour, hot pot d'oeuvre. We only live
I thought it was for the kids. I thought it was some sort of charity. You guys got
We
me
are
on
a
it.
charity. What are you talking about?
It's false pretense.
After all, miss, this is France, and a dinner here is never second best. Go on, unfold your menu, take a glance, and then you'll be our guest. Be our guest. Be our guest.
Unbelievable.
How the hell does that
Thanks
haunt you
very
when we're
much.
saying how amazing it is?
Well, because you're being nice now, because you know
No,
that...
it's
No,
so
we're not.
good.
We're not.
We're not being nice. That's a
I-
statement of fact.
That's like someone packing 10 inches and going, no, don't look at my doodle pic.
So
You know what I mean? Oh, come on.
So, Liam,
but I think it's pretty accurate.
You see what I mean?
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.